Good evening, students. This is Mrs. Henney again, and I'm going to help you with the back of your Monday homework for tonight. And this is going to be some problems that are going to be very similar to your test tomorrow. So I want you to really make sure that you understand how to do this. On number 5, and these problems are also like the problems that we worked together in class today. Number 5 is an example of an area model that somebody has used to work out a division problem. And all they want to know here is what is the division problem that they had. Now, if you were going to use this to make the area model, you would have had the number divided by 7, and you would have done that step by step. And then you would have known that you were breaking apart these 3 numbers here, or actually a bigger number, but when you add these 3 up, that's the number that goes in the box, in the division box. So if I add up 1,400, 280, and 63, I get 1,743. And I know I'm going to divide that by 7. And I'm going to get the answer that's up here at the top, which is 249. Now I'm going to see which one of those answer choices matches that. And B is the one that matches that. So I'm going to circle B. Let's look at number 5. It says Mike bought 9 boxes of lights. There are a total of 632 lights. Which is the best estimate of the number of lights in each box? So what am I looking for? I'm going to bracket my question and figure out that I'm looking for the number of lights in each box. So that's what I don't know. So I'm going to put a question mark by each box. And there is a key thing here, though, that I need to really make sure I realize, and that's that they want an estimate. I'm not going to get an exact answer. And when I do need an estimate, I always want to estimate before I work out the problem, not after. So one of the things I know is that there are 9 boxes of lights. I also know that there are 632 lights total, so I'm going to put a T for total. And if I was really working this problem out completely, my problem would be 632 divided by 9. Now, I could round this to the nearest hundred, and I would have 600 divided by 9. Or I could round it to the nearest 10, and I would have 630 divided by 9. Or I can think about compatible numbers, which I can see that 63 is very compatible with 9, so I would use 63, and that would really be the same thing as rounding to the nearest 10 if I use 630. And that's going to be an easy thing to use. And I don't even have to work it out long division. I can just look at my basic fact. 63 divided by 9 is 7 with 1 0. So my estimated answer there would be 70 lights. And that whenever we're estimating, we don't have to go through all that because we can just use our basic facts. And using compatible numbers or rounding to the nearest 10 here would work the best. Let's look at number 7. It says Molly has 243 crackers to divide equally between 5 baskets. How many crackers will be in each basket? So here's my question. How many crackers will be in each basket? So what am I looking for? I'm looking for crackers in each. So I'm going to put a question mark by in each because that's what I don't know. I know that there are a total of 243 crackers. So I'm going to put a T for total. And I know I need to divide that equally between 5 baskets. So my strip diagram for that would look like this. I have a total of 245 crackers, and I have 5 baskets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those need to be about equal. And I don't know how many are in each, so I'm going to use crackers in each, so I'm going to use a C for what I don't know. I could also use a question mark there. Okay, I'm going to say 245 divided by 5. You can use an area model to solve this, or you can use the long division like we did on the front. I'm going to use the long division. Does McDonald's serve cheeseburgers? Divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down. And I'm going to look and see how many groups of 5 there are in 24. And there are 4, so I divided. 4 times 5 is 20, multiplied. Now I'm going to subtract. Now I'm going to bring down my 5. Oh, don't forget to check. I forgot that. Check to make sure your remainder is smaller than your 5, your divisor. And it is. Now I can bring down my 5. Divided by 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. Now I'm going to do 9 times 5 is 45. Now I'm going to subtract. Get 0. Check to make sure your remainder is smaller than 5, and it is. There's nothing else to bring down, so I'm done. So my answer is there will be 49 crackers in each basket, and that's what I would circle right here. 49 crackers in each. Now it is important that we check it with multiplication, so we want to do 49 times 5. And that comes out to be 245, which is what I started with. And I also have to make sure that one of the answer choices is also what I got, which it is. A is 49 crackers. So I'm good to go on that one. Okay, I have one more problem that we're going to need to do. So I want you to try to work this out. We did one earlier in class today that was very similar to this. And I want you to try to do this on your own. And then we will go over it together. Pause it for just a minute and try it on your own. Okay, so hopefully you've worked this out. The problem says Mr. Martin and Mrs. Wilhite cooked hot dogs for the school-wide cookout. They each cooked 312 hot dogs. The hot dog wieners come in packages of 8. How many packages of wieners did they use altogether? So here's my question. How many packages of wieners did they use all together? So I am looking for packages. That's what I don't know, is the number of packages. And I know that they each cooked 312 hot dogs. That means Mr. Martin cooked that many and Mr. Wilhite cooked that many. So that's going to be times 2. So I'm actually going to have to multiply this times 2 before I can do anything else. And I know that the wieners come in packages of 8. This is a 2-step problem. So I'm going to draw a strip diagram like this. 312, 312. And I've got to get that total first. So 312 times 2 is 624. Now that's how many hot dogs they cooked all together. So that was my first step. That's like my hidden question was how many hot dogs did they cook all together? Because they just told us that they each cooked that many. So I had to do a little hidden question there first. Now I'm going to take that answer, 624, and I'm going to divide that by 8. Now our strip diagram is what would help us figure that out, is that I know I have 600, I'm going to have to do it right here, 624 hot dogs, and the packages come in 8. So here's a package of 8, but I don't know how many packages I need, so I'm going to put, I don't know the number of packages. That's what I'm looking for. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that as a division problem because that's equal groups take apart. Now I'm going to look at 62 divided by 8, and that's going to be 7. I probably better write my steps out over here. Divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down. Messed up that a little bit. Okay, so I divided. Now I'm going to multiply. 7 times 8 is 56. Now I'm going to subtract, and I get 6. I'm going to take my paper down because it keeps moving on me. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to check and make sure that my remainder is smaller than my divisor, and it is. So I'm good to bring down the next number, which is a 4. I'm going to do 64 divided by 8. Do it from the top. 64 divided by 8 is 8, so I divided. Now I'm going to multiply. 8 times 8 is 64. I'm going to subtract. I get 0. I'm going to check and make sure my remainder is smaller than my divisor, and it is. And I have nothing else to bring down, so I'm done. And so my answer is 78 packages. I'm going to go ahead and abbreviate there, 78 packages. Now I'm going to check it with multiplication to make sure I did that right. I'm going to take my quotient, my answer, times my divisor, 8. And I get the same thing I started with, so I'm good to go. I hope that helps you with your homework tonight. I will see you in the morning.